everybody? Welcome back to Beans No Ball, episode 34. I want to say I've already lost track. I want to say we're on 34.
We're tired again. It's one of those. It's gonna be one of those mornings.
We're a little tired. Let's
gonna be one of those
be
mornings,
completely honest. But I mean, hey, we got that last episode a little late, but that just means you gotta wait a little bit less time to see us now. A lot of stuff happened in football. I mean, we already had a couple trades, got some signings, and just some news in general that we got to get into. So, I mean, I think we should probably just start with the biggest one, the bombshell that just came out just like an hour ago. Hutchinson just got a major extension with the Detroit Lions. We saw this coming, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was definitely up due for a contract. With the Lions, they actually got it done this time. Keeping your star.
Oh, they've been doing it though.
Yeah,
I mean,
they've been doing it.
They're throwing the money around.
They've been actively doing it, and it's great to see that. Wish specific owner was like that.
I mean, if we want to get into that, let's actually bounce into that in a little bit. But I mean, let's just talk about everything that the Lions front office has been doing. I mean, I don't agree with the Goff signing as much, but I mean, you sign him, you sign Amon-Ra. Gibbs is coming soon. Monty's probably gonna get a deal soon.
I would assume Monty's probably gonna get.
He's not as big.
Yeah,
he's gonna
because obviously they want to prioritize Gibbs. That's the bigger thing.
I'm telling you, Gibbs is gonna get Saquon money.
Yeah,
probably this offseason, if not during next season. But yeah, I mean, they're prioritizing that. The O-line obviously gets their signing with Penei Sewell as well a couple off seasons ago, or last off season if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, the Lions are doing everything the way you would want your organization to be run. You're paying your guys on time. And I want to bounce off, like I said, to the Cowboys. I mean, you are doing it. I mean, I know it takes a while and you end up paying more than you have to, but you paid Dak, you paid CeeDee. Before then, too, you paid Trayvon, you paid all these guys, but sometimes it looks like maybe you're just not paying the right guy.
I mean,
I'm not saying that about Dak or CeeDee, but the rest of them.
It's been a thing that I think a lot of people notice is that when these big players end up getting a huge contract, they just don't play up to the standards. I mean, examples. Zeke.
Yeah.
He got that huge extension in 2019 when we were freshmen in high school. And I was even thinking to myself, like, he's probably not going to be as good. Like, I'm in class thinking, like, I really hope this isn't the case. And it ended up being the case. A lot of these players get big contracts. I mean, there's a lot more. And I just don't have him in the mind right now. But obviously, Zeke's one of the things that pop in my head because obviously, I'm obviously going to remember that, right? Aside from that,
if you want to talk about that, I mean, keeping in running backs. I mean, Gurley.
There you go.
Which I mean, the other thing you may think about is just the injuries. Which I know with Zeke, it was one thing that they just ran his knees to the ground. In a way, similar. I don't want to say similarly because I mean, Gurley with his time at Georgia, he obviously came back from that rough injury. We drafted him off an ACL tear, and I mean, it seemed like that wasn't being a problem, but just later in the time, I mean, obviously developing arthritis in his knees.
Yeah, look, in that case, that's one of those. That's
big
different. That's different.
No, but I'm just saying,
Gurley didn't fall off because he sucked. He fell off because he was.
Well, because I won't say Zeke fell off because he sucked. Yeah. Zeke fell off because they ran him to the ground. They overused him. Gurley, it was just an injury type. Like he just couldn't get over that injury, and we can go on and on in guys that either of those that the
Michael Gallup
getting overutilized or
Michael
never coming back from his injury.
Not coming back from the ACL. Still pains me to this day. But I mean, we're naming a lot of guys with injury stuff, and I can't honestly get it in the top of my head right now about those actual players who got the contract and just Christian Kirk. I don't know. I think about that one. Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley.
But also, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, with Kirk, I mean, he was never deserving of that contract to begin with. I mean, that just set us back.
I mean, he was the reason the receiver market got freaking.
And look, let's be honest. The receiver market was gonna get there eventually, but
we didn't expect Christian Kirk to be the guy.
Christian Kirk, that set us back even further because if Christian Kirk is getting that type of contract, what are you expecting the actual?
And then Ridley last year in March too.
Exactly.
That was another big thing that happened, right? So obviously, it's gonna get to a point where these contracts, these receivers. I mean, we talked about it beforehand a couple months ago. But they're gonna start paying receivers $60 million. I mean, let's imagine Puka's contract.
Can you imagine
how much less Snead is gonna have to pay Puka? Damn near 65. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, just even too defensively, I mean, the contracts that they're getting out there. I mean, we saw. Yeah, obviously, what Mike ends up getting in Green Bay was
47 some million
point something.
Change?
Yeah, just obviously
47 and some change,
right over what Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt were making. I mean, everywhere it's just getting higher and higher. Yeah. So, and we'll wait and see. And then you would think that's probably gonna give reason for guys to.
And then Hendrickson not getting his contract.
I mean, he's not anymore at this point because Hendrickson was waiting on the payday because this was gonna be his last. This is his last chance to get that big payday. Another year goes by, he's probably not getting.
Because what because earlier before this, like what he just got like a couple $1 million raise,
something like that. There's just like a little cave in, like
he's up on the trade
here, I guess.
He's up on the trade. Cowboys are interested. Is it gonna happen?
But no. I mean, also too. I mean, what has Hendrickson done this season that makes you? Oh yeah, that's gonna change that defense. Hendrickson's solid. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, the only one that I would tell you to actually could help this defense is like the first one that they were talking about with Max Crosby, but I don't think he's getting moved anyway.
Yeah, and especially now looking at this Cowboys team, if they end up trading for a star pass rusher, they're gonna have to go all in because currently looking at the East, they're second. They're 3-4-1 behind the Eagles 6-2, 6-2. It's technically 4 games behind if you include the tie. 4 games behind. Division record is 2-1. Well, actually, we're tied with the Eagles for division for 2-1 record as of right now. But obviously, the Eagles do have the upper hand on conference record 5-1. We're 3-1, right? They end up trading for a guy like Trey Hendrickson. They're gonna have to go all in because if you're giving up that much for that guy,
which is crazy because
you're gonna have to go all in at that point.
That's what we thought. The Pickens trade was, which is so crazy to me. The fact that you didn't end up going in on Mike, and like I know I'm just backtracking on that, but it's just like you would have assumed that to be the all in, and especially now seeing how good Pickens has been. I mean, just think about you guys fleeced Pittsburgh for that deal.
Yep.
I mean, just absolutely fleeced. I mean, the duality of Jerry to make such a great deal and then obviously throw away your defense for the next 2-3 years to make that deal. I mean, even if you didn't want to pay Mike, even if you just want to let Michael walk, which I know you got those 2 first-round picks and that's going to be great and all, but I mean, just to at least get, if this was going to be the year, just make it count. And if you didn't.
And if they did all of that, because look, so far as of right now, there hasn't been any contract negotiations with Pickens, and I really doubt it's going to be during the season because, like you said, if they give away Michael up like that, you get Pickens, right? And you see the season that he's having. He's been a really great asset on that offense. You know, surely if the defense was any mediocre, you know, could be a little different, right? But he's definitely going to be within, that $30 million range without a doubt, 30 to 33 million. I like, we should not pay him more than 33. So 30 to 33 million is probably going to be that range for Pickens, right? And with these 2 draft picks, the 2 first-rounders picks, they're going to have to hit. They're going to have to hit on these late-round picks. Not the late-round, on these 2 first-round picks. They're going to have to hit on defensive players. And when we're looking at the Packers, right, their first pick is most likely going to be a late-round pick, especially with how the Packers are doing right now. And if we're going to make a run, right, we're probably going to get another mid-round pick, right, which I'm going to expect. So we're going to have 2 mid-first-round picks. They're going to have to hit. And it's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no whats, there's no maybes. They're going to have to hit. It's hit or miss with this. It's hit or miss. Like, there's no way around this.
No, it's hit or
miss. It's hit or hit.
Hit or hit.
It's literally hit or hit.
Hit or you're set back for...
Hit or hit or hit or shit. That's about it.
I mean, you're set back for like 5 years at least if you don't end up hitting on those picks. But, I mean, that's why... I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Jerry does have a decent track record in the draft. I mean,
I'm gonna. And Will McClay has been great with the draft. With the great. Sure, there's been some questionable picks here and there, but you know, aside from those, all these other picks, he's done a great job. I have full faith in Will McClay, especially with his upcoming draft class. But like I said, it's got to be a hit or hit. If not, it's forever. It's gonna be Dak having great seasons, Devon's not capitalizing, and it's gonna be the same thing every year. Oh well. That's my fault for believing in this team, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, let's keep it into that, player movement. I mean, trade deadline's coming up next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Week 9, yeah. So, I mean, we're already getting some moves going on. Specifically the Patriots. I mean, they've been active, which is surprising to me. I mean, I know they keep talking about wanting to move Kyle Duggar. They ended up finally doing it. He's on to the Steelers. I mean... Not really a fan of that move. I don't know why you would take a hit to that defense. There's reason for it. They've been shopping him around for a while. Also moving, who was it? Keon White to the Niners. I don't love that. The Niners getting some up on defense with how depleted they've been, and we got a game against them coming up. So, I mean, look, they're moving pieces around. I was kind of telling you the one thing that that gives me hope for the Patriots is that this might be them preparing for a bigger move. They've been tied to AJ Brown for the past 2 years.
I mean, Vrabel. That's all because of Vrabel. You know, the connection with Tennessee. Wouldn't doubt if they make a move, but they're gonna give up a lot. I know how he's gonna want a lot for AJ, but it's just gonna be like, is Vrabel and that front office gonna want to do that?
But I mean, what leverage do the Eagles have right now? I mean, you see the diva mentality that AJ has. I mean, you could say he wants out of Philly. So, I mean, why are you going to have to give that many? I could honestly expect the second to be that it. Flat out, a second-round pick, you get AJ. Not mad if that's what you give up for a arguable new top receiver for Drake May. And, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have the cap space. We know they have... I don't remember the list. They got money to spend, so he'll probably get an extension right away if that move is made. That's probably the expectation for him. I mean, they already spent a little bit of that money signing Marcus Jones to a 3-year extension too. So I mean, they're making moves. They're trying to propel themselves, keep themselves in that AFC East picture.
Yeah, I'm really gonna expect, especially with me, because sorry, I'm fixing my power rankings.
Can go right. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, but you know, I didn't have a lot of expectations for this Patriots. I thought it was gonna be like a couple more years until, you know, there's finally a team around them, right? But with what Drake May's been working with, Stephon Diggs, who has a lot of inconsistency, Keyshawn Booty's making a rise, and that's about it. You got a really lack running back core with Henderson, who just had his best game so far this season.
Which Stevenson's had somewhat of a resurgence, but it hasn't been enough.
And then the defense has also been a big part of this as well, right? You got a guy like A.J. Brown. Like, again, all it takes is just a scenery change. Like we keep mentioning, look at Pickens with Dak. You see how great it is. A.J. Brown, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to think, oh, it's going to be another cancer for the Patriots. Pairing up with Drake May, A.J.'s going to get the ball. He is definitely going to get the ball with Drake May, especially with the way he's been playing at such an MVP level, which maybe we'll probably get into MVPs right now, but he's still building up that agenda. So I'm going to assume A.J. Brown is going to be a nice survival threat for Drake May. Like, that's the most obvious thing to say. But it's just going to depend on how much of the Patriots going to be willing to give up for him.
Yeah, that's my main thing is I don't really think it's going to take that much, just considering all the factors. But someone else making some moves, my Rams. We look into the acquisition of Roger McCreary from Tennessee, a former second-round pick just 2 years ago. I love this move. I mean, you only gave up a late-round pick swap, a fifth for a sixth. I mean, for a former second-round pick who he's honestly been playing great. I mean, not this season. I mean, he's kind of taken a hit, but I mean, it's this Titans team.
Scenery change.
Forget scenery change. I mean, you're playing on the worst team in football, one of the worst teams in football. You get thrown into one of the best defenses in football with that untapped talent that he's had. I mean, he plays great outside corner. He can move on into the inside. So he has so much versatility. You've seen, just like I said, the potential that's still in there. I mean, there was a reason he was an early second-round pick just a couple years ago. I'm very excited for this, especially now. We don't have Darius Williams this week as he goes down with an injury he sustained in London. And with Akilla Witherspoon still on IR. It's a good little plug option for now. I mean, we'll see if he ends up becoming a mainstay into this offense. But as of right now, he has that chance to make a name for himself and see if he can earn a spot to start in this roster.
No, yeah, especially, look, the Rams' defense is already great as it is, but obviously, you know, there's been a lot of concerns, specifically with that secondary, and he's making a move. And that's going to be a big spot, and it's going to give a lot of leverage to your guys' pass rush, who has also been probably the biggest factor on that defense. So it's been a really great move. Les is actually doing stuff. You know, again, I wish I had something to be happy about a trade like that, but there's a week left.
Yeah, and
that Jared Cook, maybe he's cooking something up, and we don't know right now.
Defensively is what they would want, and anyone that
they
want is either off the market or, if you really think about it, probably wouldn't make much of a difference. But you look at the Rams. I mean, I doubt they're done. I think, the smartest thing that you would have to see is them going for some offensive line depth. I mean, that's been, at least on the offensive side of the ball, they've gotten better little by little, but that's been one of the weak spots. I mean, Bo Limmer's been horrible. I know he's had some decent work in the past, but ever since the playoffs going into this season, he just hasn't been cutting it. And Warren McClendon has been a great revelation this season, but I need some depth in that O-line because you don't know. I mean, Kevin Dotson is getting banged up right now. You need someone to be able to step in, so that's probably the main one. I wouldn't be mad if we go for another corner, someone else in the DB room, but realistically, I mean, after the McCreary move, that's probably it. I would have loved for Denzel Ward. You would think they're going to be sellers, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably not going to end up happening.
Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of these teams' O-lines are back. I know, like, especially the Cowboys, their O-line, would love to have a little bit more depth, especially with this starting O-line, this young rotation, taking a hit. We saw the Broncos game. They've been getting beat. But like we said, it's a lot of ifs, it's a lot of whats, but it's really going to depend what moves they really want to make. But, I mean, as of right now, I mean, the Rams are still in a great position right now. The NFC is still wide open, right? Even if you guys don't end up getting that O-line room, I still think that offense is still going to be okay. I mean, Puka or not, I mean,
and he's back.
Yeah, and he's back now.
Back
so,
this week.
I mean,
and you get
no,
yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even without Puka, Staff was still cooking in that one game. You got him back. Who's really starting with that offense? I mean, I don't think the O-line was going to, be the main factor why Staff's going to cook regardless.
Yeah.
Chopped O-line or not, he's going to cook regardless, and you guys are in such a great position right now, right? But like you said, it would be nice to just make more moves to boost up that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, you carved up a top 5 defense before without your best receiver. I mean, and now you're getting some reinforcements. Everything's perfect. Easily to me, not even being a homer, I mean, the Rams are still by far the team to beat in the NFC West. We'll just wait and see how everything shakes out and see who else makes some moves to formidify themselves on that D-line. But let's get into those power rankings. I mean, I don't think I had too much movement.
I had a decent
especially with so many teams on bye. I mean, we missed out on seeing 6 teams. And
I had decent movement, and there's really not a lot to go over since most of these teams, 2 or 3 teams of these teams were on bye.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's going to be a quick recap for me, at least.
I think, yeah, I don't have too much. I mean, let's just start off with who we dropped. I
dropped the Niners.
I mean,
I dropped the Steelers.
Yeah, I didn't even have them.
Yeah.
I don't know how you kept them in there, but yeah.
That's about it. I dropped the Niners and Steelers.
And, yeah, with other performances, I had to drop Seattle.
I have Seattle in here still.
Nah, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But with other performances that I've seen, I had to, like, I know we were talking about, you don't want to fault people because they're on bye, but when you already got the feeling that a couple other teams are a little better, I mean, you kind of you kind of got to put them up there. So I'll just start with the 10 and then let you rip. I mean, at 10, I'm keeping the Broncos right where they were. It was, I mean, don't get me wrong, the defensive performance, I probably could have moved them up just a bit, but I think I saw enough from a couple other teams that I kind of had to keep them there. You really think about it, I'm putting them over Seattle and the Niners, so they technically did move up through there. But, I mean, there's the defense performance. I just wish I could have seen
more from the
more from Bo Nix more than anything. And I know he played good, but
I mean, it was the worst defense in the league.
Exactly. That's why I probably would have expected.
The defense did, pretty much shut down the number 1 offense. Well, was the number 1 offense, and now second with Colts 1 now.
Exactly. But I mean, specific rankings don't matter. It's an elite offense, and they got shut down.
Yeah. I mean, that goes into my 10, which is the Seahawks. I mean, there were 6, but because of the other team's performances, had to drop them. That's really about it. Still keeping the Seahawks there. But then I have the Broncos at 9. Yes. Sure, the offense carved up that really horrible defense, but I mean, defense shut down a really great offense in the Cowboys. They got it down without Surtain as well, so that even says a lot, right? Pickens and CD, they still surpassed over 70 yards receiving, but I mean, throughout the whole game, that defense was just getting to the offense late in the game, and they couldn't stop them, right? I mean, they were stopping, right? It's just going on the defensive side of this, but with Bo Nix, right? And I talked about this in the recap, and it's just consistency, right? How can they stay consistent on offense without having to have your defense, pick up everything you need to be? But this was a really nice sign for the defense at least. But on the offensive side, it's just consistency with Bo Nix, so I'm gonna keep it at the 9th spot.
Yeah, probably could have done the same thing there, but I think we both kind of keep them just a little low, just for the slight things offensively.
Yeah.
But my 9th spot. Got the Bills right back into the top 10. Were unranked for just 1 week. They're right back in it. I mean, they killed Carolina. And, I mean, a lot of people say, I wasn't a great opponent. But, I mean, let's not forget. I mean, sure, Carolina hasn't really been too many great teams. But they were 4 4-3 going into this game. I mean, let's not be pushovers. And
That's already a high standard for Carolina too.
And I know it was Andy Dalton, which is the
Yeah.
difference, and I'm not gonna glance over that. But I mean, it's a decent defense in Carolina, and you put a 40 on them. So, I mean, that's a phenomenal performance for the Bills. I mean, I forgot to set my lineup in one of my leagues, and I had James Cook on the bench, and that was like a 40 burger almost in that league. So yeah, I mean, you exactly telling
Did you lose?
Somehow I still won.
Oh, okay, well. Wow.
That's the craziest.
I mean, why would you
because
bench James Cook to begin with?
last week was their bye, so I forgot to set my lineup in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Slept in a little bit. Yeah, my own issues.
That makes
But yeah,
sense.
the Bills easily, that performance puts them back into it. See if they can keep rising. And another new team coming right back into this is the Packers at the 8th spot. Had them bounced out because they really weren't showing a lot. But 5-1-1, a great performance against another top defense in the Steelers. I mean, can't argue with it. I mean, Jordan Love's looking like a MVP candidate right now, and I know, like you were talking about, Jacobs wasn't the greatest showing. He's been slow for the past couple weeks, but the offense is still picking it up regardless.
So for my 8th spot, so that's one above it. I have the Bills at the 8.
All right.
Yeah, they killed Carolina. They killed a great defense, right? And that's what you want to see. Yeah, Josh Allen, his stats don't shine there, but I mean, 2 rush touchdowns, passing, a passing TD, right? He still got a double job done, right? And obviously James Cook being the main factor of why that offense was straight killing him. A great defensive performance. Like you said, yeah, Andy Dalton. But it was still a nice defense that they still had to go up against, right? Would want to have him higher, but just because of recent performances, they're that low. And then on the 7th spot, this is where I have the Bucks. I did drop the Bucks just 2 spots here, and that's mainly... was it 2 spots? 5? Yes. I just dropped them 2 spots from last week when they're at 5, and that's mainly just because, Baker looked a little rough. Right, they weren't capitalizing when they need to in the red zone. They couldn't get past the field goals and all of that. Which thank God, Chase McLaughlin 17 points, so helps me on that case. Right, they're on bye, so hopefully that's something to. They're gonna have a week to regroup and go from there. I still have confidence in Baker. The MVP agenda is still there for him on the rise there too. But it's just that offensive performance is kind of where should I start to worry a bit?
Yeah. 7th spot, I got the Bucks as well. I also dropped them 2 spots. They were my 5 as well. Look, man, I mean, it's everything I talked about last video when I just talked about this team. I mean, it's just offense. And, defensively, I could have... You could even argue that they should only get dropped one because of how great the defense looked in that game. But, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't think Baker has much of an MVP agenda right now with so many other great performances. And when you have a couple bad games like this, that starts to hurt you. We remember Jalen Hurts a couple years ago had a phenomenal start. That little injury that kind of stopped him a bit. He had a couple slow games in that Super Bowl run season. That's what ended up taking the MVP from him. And he went to the Super Bowl now. So, I don't know. Not feeling too confident about that agenda so far for Baker. Going into the 6th, moving up 1 spot, these 2 teams that'll go after this will go up 1. The Patriots. Now, talked about it all we could at length. I mean, they're making some moves. We'll see what ends up happening there. But, I mean, another great win against a great defense. We talked about it. This could be a trap game going against a top defense. And they got the full front of that defense with a historic performance from Myles Garrett. But that wasn't enough. I mean, they still killed him. So, I mean, just offensively, you're seeing all the firepower from New England. And, I mean, they're moving up.
So my 6th spot, this is where I got the Packers on here. So they came back in my power rankings, and it's obviously because Jordan Love. Like you mentioned, we're pretty much bouncing off each other, so that's why it's gonna be a pretty quick one. But yeah, I mean, Josh Jacobs hasn't been putting up decent performances. Fantasy wise, sure, yeah, but you're looking at the field, hasn't really made a huge impact on the run. And Jordan Love, he's still cooking on the offense. His connection with the craft is still building up. Still yet to see, the true one on that Packers team. That's kind of been the story for them. There's not really that one main option on receiving end, right? It's mainly been Jacobs carrying the load, Tucker Kraft's finally getting a mix and everything. That the defense is starting to sharpen up just a bit with, they had the decent bounce back against the Steelers late in the game, right? But if your running back's not getting it done and your defense is, getting hot slow, right? And your quarterback is still the main reason why you guys are in the game. That's a really nice thing to see that Jordan Love is in playing clean as well. And then with my 5th spot, this is where I got the Patriots. I had the Patriots at 8, so they moved up 3 spots. And again, it's Drake May. I mean, with the weapons he has and the run game and everything that's built around him, the O-line's been great at too. Well, it's been pretty decent, but he's getting it done. Like, he doesn't need superstars, right? They got in Diggs as a veteran presence to help with the young guys, and it's been working. You know, Booty's making a rise. You know, Matt Collins just came off a pretty decent game for himself. Hopefully, consistency can stay there as well, but he doesn't need the superstars. He doesn't need a loaded up roster. It's just good coaching, and we see from this Patriots team that good coaching is going to take you guys a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you know, full agreement there. But my fifth spot is the Chiefs. I mean, they're cracking into my top 5 now. I mean, like I said, I mean, the record might not show, but the way that they're playing right now, they're just playing great ball. And like I said last night, I mean, it's not against the greatest opponents, but they're beating everyone in front of them. I know these last 2 weeks it's against arguably one of the worst offenses in football, and then last week against a great team that's completely hampered by injuries. So, I mean, regardless, great win, great last couple weeks, great bounce back after starting 1-3, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, you had to show your props to the Chiefs. I mean, they're still here, and going into my 4th spot now, I'm getting a little boring. Not real, no changes in my top 4, but I'm gonna just rattle them off. I mean, at 4, the Eagles. Obviously, great performance once again. I would have expected better against the Giants after already seeing them. You know, you lose them, you expect a bounce back win, and yeah, they got the win, but I mean, sure, 38 points, but you also gave up 20, and the defense has been the strong point recently. So to see them let the Giants get back into this game was a little concerning for me. But I mean, I'm not gonna drop them. Just that a win like this, it's not enough to make them rise at all for me.
My 4 spots are also the same. I mean, they're the same. The 4th, I got the Colts. I mean, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I got the Colts. Look, I'm telling you, I still got the Colts at 4. I would want them higher, right? But with the teams that I have above them, obviously, they can make the case for that. But, I mean, I still want to see what they can do against a top team, right? We see what they can do against these mediocre mid-teams, and we see they're getting it done, right? The Rams game. Yes, they can stay in the game against these top teams, but it's all about when they can finish. That and I Mitchell fumble. That was what.
That's an outlier.
Yeah,
for being
that was
honest.
that was the outlier, right? Have that not been the case, Colts probably win that game. But it's all hypotheticals at this point. But
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I mean,
can't
exactly.
Really say
they're still able to put a fight against these top teams. But I just want to see a little bit more from this Colts playing when it comes to them playing these top teams. That's really what it's going to show, and I do have faith. Danny Dimes is having a phenomenal season. JT is having a phenomenal season. Michael Pittman is finally getting in the mix and everything else. The defense, little edgy, but I mean, they're still able to cap it up when they get it done. And then at the 3 spot, this is where I have your Rams, pretty much for the same reasons as well. Stafford's still able to get it done. You guys get Puka back. Offense is going to keep cooking. You get the new addition in the secondary. Defense is improving. The pass rush is still a dominant force. I mean, yeah. Keeping it simple there for the Rams. I mean, everything all around is just too perfect right now.
Like I said, I mean, I'm keeping the Rams at 3. I don't know if, I mean, they're the same. I don't know if you want to just bounce off and just keep talking about them, but I mean, yeah. Colts 1, Lions 2, Rams 3 at this one. I mean, I'll just say with my Rams kind of exactly what you said. Even despite the bye, I mean, 2 of these teams that are in my top 4 were coming off byes. I mean, still, I mean, other teams didn't show me enough to jump above them, but I mean, I can't say too much about the Rams Lions, like I said, because they're on bye. But the Colts, I mean, they're at the top of the league right now. I don't know how you can't look at this team. I know my only thing would be defensively, but they're still winning despite that. Yeah. I mean, Danny Dimes, easily an MVP candidate. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, I would say, has to be Offensive Player of the Year frontrunner right now. And, I mean, all the receivers are really getting going. I mean, Tyler Warren didn't get in the end zone, but saw a phenomenal game. Downs finally got back in the end zone, and Pittman's just sneakily having a phenomenal season so far. So, I mean, I don't know how you can argue against the Colts at 1.
I still got the Lions at 1.
And I know, and I get that.
I still got the Lions at 1. I mean, Monty, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, J-Mo if he didn't have a donut, right? Goff's playing a little bit better. The defense, right? I can flip-flop between the Lions and the Colts any day. But, I mean, it's the Lions. We know what they can do on offense, and yeah, I mean, that's the understatement I said. And then at the 2, I got the Eagles. I mean, I have to have the Eagles still that high. The offense is still looking better.
How do you flip-flop your 1-4? Is my question. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You can. I can make the points.
I mean,
I can make the points.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, if you're saying the Colts and Lions are your 1A, 1B, how are the Colts at 4? That's my only concern here.
If I can make the points, I can make the points.
But you're not making them.
I don't need to.
you can make the points, but you're not gonna. I mean,
I'm not going to. That's all I gotta say.
You're losing credibility here, Christian.
No.
All I'm saying.
Watch. When the Colts play a top team.
What's the schedule? Let's get into that because we have some time to just fluff on a bit before we get into the Thursday preview. Let's get into that because I mean, realistically, we already know they're in a weak division, so they got a lot of divisional wins.
Steelers, that's gonna be another great matchup.
Is it? But I'm not.
I never know.
I'll take them there.
Falcons.
Oh. Literally, the only game that scares me is Seattle.
Not even the Chiefs game.
No, I mean I would say like. Yeah, okay. You say that's probably the one that
Seattle,
but Seattle's the one that really bounces
up.
And I guess the Jaguars because that's always. I mean, they never win in Jacksonville, so you can say something about that. And the Jaguars have a good defense. We'll see how they bounce back after the loss in London. But look, the schedule doesn't really scare you. The Niners doesn't scare me. I mean,
the Jaguars again. The Texans are still up for the debate depending how they're going to finish.
It just depends
off.
how CJ looks.
Yeah, it's those two Texans games, especially late in November, and then the final game, right? It's going to be up on CJ. It's going to be up to CJ.
Realistically, I see 3-4 losses, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm easily sticking the Colts. I mean, I think they're runaway favorites for the division at this point. And I mean, one more point that I didn't get into, and because we have time, I'm gonna have us get into it. Let's look at the AFC North.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wide open.
Yeah.
It's in a bad way, but it is wide open. And make the case for the Ravens. Are they still in it somehow at 2-5? You're getting Lamar Jackson back. Last week you got Cheeto Van Noy and a bunch of other pieces back in that big win. Cakewalk of a schedule coming up too. That's also that I didn't look. I have it right in front of me. We can segue into Thursday Night Football with that. But yeah, Dolphins. I mean, come on. The Vikings are struggling. The Browns. I mean, great defense, but Lamar already beat them once. I mean, we'll see on the road how that looks. But Jets, Bengals, Steelers, and the Bengals once again. I mean, you finished off the season kind of rough with the Patriots, Packers, and Steelers. That's going to tell you a lot. But at the end of the day, once you get there, if you get to the end of the season with like a 7-7 record, I mean, 7-7. Once you look at these schedules, the rest of this schedule, as they're 2-5 right now, that's not crazy. And waiting to see how the Steelers, because the Steelers week 18
I'm gonna get into the Steelers right now, and I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm really thinking, because right, you got the matchup against the Colts, that's gonna be a great one. Right after that, you got the Chargers, right, and the Chargers, there's gonna be a game of freaking inconsistency, right? Then you got the Bengals for the division. Yeah, you got a division game against the Bengals, right, and that's gonna see the next two games how the Bengals are gonna do, right? You got the Bears, then you got the Bills. Right, then you got another matchup in the division with the Ravens. Right, that's still gonna be depending how they're gonna do depending on the schedule. Then you got the Dolphins. That's gonna be a game, right? Then you got the Lions, and then Browns, and then Ravens again, right? So I mean, it's definitely not crazy, but I mean, it's just gonna matter. It just depends on the schedules.
My thing is, I like the Ravens schedule a lot more than I like the Steelers schedule. And the Steelers are trending down. It's the exact same thing that we saw last season. Phenomenal start, but now they're trending down. I forget which stat was which, but they had, the 18th best pass defense and 23rd best run defense. And this is the Steelers defense that's usually keeping this team afloat. So, I mean, it's only going downhill little by little for them right now. I know Lima's ain't going to like to hear this, but we're going to get another 9-8 Steelers season, I think, at this point. And 9-8 is probably enough to win this division. The Ravens are going to put themselves in position to be a 9-8 team. It could end up being a tiebreaker between the Ravens and the Steelers. And I would not be surprised if the Steelers end up taking it in Week 18.
Yeah, and that's not even the only division where it's really, this close. I mean, you look at the East. It's a neck-to-neck battle between the Patriots and the Bills. That's still going to be up for debate, right? AFC South's pretty much walked away, right? Then you got the West, right? You got the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs.
Both Wests.
Both West, yeah, right? The East, I mean, no.
There's still a chance. I don't think anyone's catching Philly, but
it's not. But I mean, you're looking at it, right? Philly's 6-2, Cowboys 3-4-1, Washington 3-5, and then you got the Giants at 2-6, right? I mean, pretty much Philly's just got this one in the bag, right? Then you got the North. the Packers, the Lions, and then the Bears. I mean, they're not out there. I mean, they're one game behind. They're not out. Then you got the South, right? Tampa Bay's up there 2 games ahead of the Panthers, who are 4-4.
Well, the South, realistically, let's just be honest. I think that one's pretty much wrapped. Because
and then we got your guys' West. You guys are all tied with 5 wins. Yeah.
That's a gauntlet. I mean, that's easily the toughest division in football.
And then you
got
the poor Cardinals, right there.
I mean, if we can forget about the Cardinals. I mean, we both had our takes for them this season. Yeah, forget about that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, let's get into that. I mean, who do you see as a front runner in the West?
This one is tough.
Because realistically, I'm still gonna say,
obviously,
call me the bias, but I mean, come on. I mean, see how everyone's looking right now.
When you're looking at both these teams, right? Niners, yeah. Well, again, that's a lot more inconsistency. But when you focus on because Seattle's at the top right now, obviously, because they got the division at 1-1, but because you guys only had one division game, and that's the Niners. So I mean, that's gonna be subject to change very, very soon, right? But Seattle's 2-2 in the conference. Niners are 5-1 in the conference, right? It's funny, right? The way everything's set up, it's just funny looking at this. But I mean, you compare the Seahawks and the Rams, right? You compare both offenses, right? I wouldn't say it's stupid neck to neck. I honestly give the Rams, a little bit of the edge there too. But I mean, Jason alone is a one-man show. He can get it done on the offense if he needs to be. That running back core, Kenneth Walker, the big memes. He'll get the big distance, and then Charbonnet will get the touchdowns in the head zone. But you're looking at the Rams' defense; they can stop that.
But then, and that's what I would get into too. With, I mean, Seattle that Texans game just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I mean, 4 turnovers.
And still won.
Once you get, you still win.
Still won, which wow.
Well, that wasn't even the Seahawks winning the game. That's C.J. Stroud losing the game.
Yeah,
let's just we get into its own thing there. But I mean, when the Seahawks face a good defense, they're gonna struggle. And when you pair that with a top defense in the Rams, also throwing in a top offense, which, I mean, sure, the Seahawks defense was able to contain Houston, but are they going to be able to contain, arguably, I know stats don't show it, but I mean, on paper, when you actually get on the field, one of the best offenses in football led by Matthew Stafford. And I don't see that defense stopping them.
Exactly. And obviously, we're going to see how that first matchup between the Rams and the Seahawks.
At SoFi when they debut those crispy rivalry uniforms.
Honestly, the shoulder still throws me
off. No, dude,
me,
I don't understand. You know what? That's something else that we never got into here. We never got into and really debate what we thought about those rivalry uniforms. And like I said, we got time.
I like the black. I do like the black. I don't know, dude. I mean, it's not horrible. Like
once you see them on field, they're gonna look.
It's not horrible. Like it lines up, with the helmet and the thing.
But that's my thing. Yeah. What I'm telling
But it's just like
my thing
would have been cool if it was just an all black jersey.
My thing was the helmet. They messed up. They should have had some blue on the horn, at least like a blue outline.
Okay,
I think.
Okay, now when I look at it, actually no, that's an edited one. Whoops, sorry. I was about to say okay, you're right, but
no, I mean
I don't know, dude. Like, I'm a really big fan of black jerseys. I really love black jerseys. Honestly, I would have just done it if what the color scheme is on the shoulders could have been for the numbers, and then would have been some fire.
I would have thought,
and would have that. Then I would be like, you know what, top jersey in the league right there. Well, actually no, Kelly Green's, but one of the top jerseys.
Kelly Green's overrated.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
The Kelly Green's overrated.
I don't care if it's say it. The Kelly Greens are great. I'm gonna just say
nice jersey. I'm gonna just say the Kelly Green's overrated. I'm sorry.
The Vikings throwback is another great one that I really
that one love. I love. It's simple to the point.
I'm obviously gonna give bias to our throwbacks. Obviously, I still love the decent throwbacks.
Barely throwbacks.
Huh?
Yeah, you could barely call them throwbacks. They're like the same. Cowboys jerseys haven't changed. They're just they hit once and they never had to change it.
I mean, it's because the white helmet made it look even better. The icy white helmets put everything better. But like I'm saying, with this Rams jersey, I mean, substitute the sleeves for the color scheme on the numbers, whole black. Trust me, top jersey in the league. Top jersey in the league.
To me, I'm partial that it needed the blue. I think it was gonna need it regardless, and I love the look.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm just gaslighting myself, but at the end, I just love the look.
I don't know, dude. It throws me off. The shoulders throw me off. And I'm saying, if that color scheme was on the numbers, right? Look, numbers white, outline. Well, actually, I don't know. Either flip-flop the outline with white or blue, and then keep the number white, or both. Emphasis on the number. Yes, it would have looked amazing. Top 3 jersey in the league.
I'll tell you
Top
what,
3 jersey in the league.
At least you could by far say it wasn't the worst because there's a lot of bad ones.
It's definitely not the worst. I'm telling you right now.
No.
It's definitely not the worst.
Saying,
yeah.
If we're gonna get into just,
it's not even up for debate. It's horrible. It's not bad at all. I'm just saying it's just the shoulders that throw it off. Yeah.
You look at like the Cardinals tortilla jerseys. Not a fan of those. I will tell you this. I hate to say it, but the Niners one's just beautiful.
Oh no, the Niners. Let me actually I forgot how the Niners one looks, but yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Black. Yeah. I mean, they
probably
didn't need another black jersey.
We've said this already before. Like the Niners rivalries is really, really nice. Like you see what I mean? You see how they put the emphasis, the color scheme on the numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, what? So we had to have a copy and paste template.
No, I'm not saying.
I like what the Rams did with it.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying, would have been nicer. And the Niners, that's what I think the Niners did well with this jersey, and. It's just eye candy. The number exactly is what,
Well, the eye candy with the Niners one is the fact that they pulled that Niners font.
Yeah.
For that, which, I got my own hate for it, but I mean, for a design perspective,
you got it cooked.
Yeah.
Rivalry aside, you got to put some respect to the design team on this jersey.
It's absolutely.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah,
but I'm still saying, man, it's the shoulders, dude.
I mean, to me personally, I'm gonna be partial. And I'm gonna have to say,
I mean, I love a black jersey. I love a black jersey as much as the next guy, but it's
to me, the Rams one is probably like the third best if I'm just looking at it because I really like the Bills one.
Are we talking third best in rivalries or just
rivalries,
league?
Okay.
let me just
because you can look at it here. I mean, you look at the only ones I really don't like are like the Seahawks and the Jets ones. And I think the Patriots one's a little corny. But like the Dolphins black one, kind of nice. On field.
Dolphins black is pretty cool.
It was all right, but it's not as good as the Rams black.
Then you got the Jets. It's literally just a little rework of what they usually got.
Exactly.
Right, but the top 2 for sure. It's going to be the Rams. The Niners is obviously the first.
Yeah.
Right. Then you got the Rams. Then you got the Dolphins. The Bills is.
I'll put the Bills over the Dolphins. No, I like it because you look at you're seeing a little picture of it. If you like look into the design of the Dolphins of the Bills one, it's fire. I love that jersey.
Yeah.
But
look, the numbers I do like too.
Oh yeah, no, it's
nice.
It's good.
But yeah,
I mean, let's get into we went off our own little tangent. We're talking about the Bills. We're talking about that division. Let's keep it in the division with the Thursday nighter with the Dolphins and the Ravens. Now, this is the kickstart of what could be a generational comeback for the Ravens. Now, I mean, what stands out at you in this game? You don't really look too intrigued.
Ass. It's ass.
It's Lamar's return.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the way Tua played, Lamar's returning. We're looking at it.
Don't get me wrong. We've been fed well with these Thursday nighters. I would not be surprised if this one just turns into a classic.
2-6, and this is probably going to end up a great masterclass, right? But
we saw last week Joe Flacco and Rodgers in the
they
unction.
went freaking crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I fully expect this to be a good high scoring game. I mean, these teams
I got the Ravens on this one.
These teams are not known for defense. Obviously, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm gonna take the Ravens on this, but. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting another 30 for 30 type game. Yeah. Probably hey, Tyler Loop having his moment, probably get a game-winning field goal at the end. I'm definitely probably expect that. But yeah, just it's not too much aside from the fact. I mean, yeah, just it's the offenses that at least coming off a game that they were humming. The only thing I would see is like, did the Dolphins run out of juice last week? So now they're gonna come out a little flat, and with Lamar. How's he going to do coming off the rust, or is he just going to come off firing? There's the types of things that you got to think about in this one, but I would just expect – I mean, this game is pretty much going to tell you the story of the Ravens season moving forward, and I think this is kick-starting them at least having a shot in this division.
We'll see on this. We'll see if Tua ends up going crazy out of nowhere, or he just ends up, throwing picks like he usually does. But, records aside, probably is going to end up being a good one. For once, we're actually having great Thursday night games. We're going to expect to see in Lamar's return, so this is going to be another great one to see.
Of course, and looking around the league, rest of the games. I mean, we already talked about that Colts Steeler game. Same thing. That's going to be pivotal in that race. And Monday night against the Cardinals. I mean, are we getting a return of Kyler to just decimate this Cowboys defense? I mean. I mean, I would still take the Cowboys in that game regardless. No, yeah, and I'll take the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. It's probably just gonna be an ugly game.
I mean, yeah. Let's look at the Cardinals schedule real quick. No, I'm not even gonna go full in depth.
I mean, what does it matter about the Cardinals schedule?
Well,
I mean, at this point, like, let's just
no. That's what I'm saying. Right? She's gonna go generational on us, and the next game of the Seahawks, she's gonna go back to having a shitter.
Well, yeah. I mean, we saw what
duality
he did at home.
Yeah. And then Kyler is.
It ain't even duality. It's just when you face a bad defense.
And then Kyler's undefeated at AT&T Stadium too.
Yeah, I mean,
good things have to come to an end somehow.
I don't think it's coming to an end
some point.
against that bad defense. That's
good. At some point,
it's a tough call in that one.
I mean, 20 years from now, maybe we'll finally beat the Broncos. You know, it'll take a while, but I mean, maybe
we'll see.
Hey, I mean, the Cowboys finally beat Brady once in the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, the old fossil Brady that
good. Like I said,
barely made it into the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Record. Good things end up coming to an end.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
You never
here.
Beat a good Tom Brady. And
does Tom Brady still Tom Brady?
So if Tom Brady came out of retirement in a walker and you beat him, you'd take that.
Yes,
I guess
he decided. Hey, grown man sport, grown man decision. He knows what he's doing. You act like he has like 7 rings or something, bro. Like, come on, he's not that good.
I guess we'll see if good things come to an end too. Obviously, the Rams coming off the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the get-right game for Puka. I mean, I don't even know what the type of stuff we're gonna see. And I don't want this to be a trap game because the week after you're going to San Francisco, so I don't want them to take the Saints lightly and end up being a close game and possibly losing it. But I mean, Sean McVay is. I mean, how many years have he been coaching? He's undefeated off the bye. In his career, so I don't expect that to change against a team like the Saints. I mean, this just has to be a
Rattler.
He ain't even playing. Tyler Shuck was announced as the starter, which again, poor Tyler Shuck. I mean, I know we said about Jackson Dart, he ended up having a good one, but this is the defense that you're putting him up against. I know. See, Dart starting against the Chargers defense is already on the down. Shuck is going against a high-powered Rams defense who is playing on all cylinders off some rest. I mean, realistically, I was even hearing about this. I mean, you're probably even gonna see some of the defensive guys get some rest at the end since they're gonna have to go against a tough game against the Niners.
Don't doubt.
If you want to go with your balls and pick the Saints,
I'm not.
Go right ahead.
I am not.
I will.
But by all means,
am inviting you to take the Saints.
I would rather, go naked somewhere than ever pick the Saints to win again.
Hey, I don't think we're picking the Saints at all this season.
Yeah.
Which we haven't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's all you got to say. That's all you got to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last, obviously, great game that we're getting in this one, the Chiefs and the Bills. And it's not an Arrowhead, so maybe Josh Allen actually finds some magic. But this one, I don't know. Because everything tells you to take the Bills in this game. But it's Mahomes. And the Chiefs are getting better week by week. And I know at least Josh Allen usually has his number in the regular season, so that's the one thing you could probably look at. But I don't know, man. The Chiefs are heating up. We're
getting some good games. We're getting good games.
It's a good week,
and I'm glad we're finally having a good week with multiple games.
Well, I mean, then we also look at some of the other matchups. And
I don't care about the other matchups. These are the only matchups I care about.
Are we getting excited for Jaguars Raiders?
Yeah. Oh, baby. I'll be there.
We're going.
I'll be there.
I'm not. No.
We will be there for Jaguars Raiders.
My God, bro. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got a good mix of decent and just sub.
But that's about it. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's what we're getting, and I'll never complain to watch. Just sit on the couch and just watch some football, right? But I think that just about does it. I mean, that pretty much covers most of the info. A little shorter. I mean, we kind of kept a lot of the stuff a little concise on this one, but I mean that's better for y'all. We'll see what they fill out with our dead air time. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you missed any of the show live on Titan Radio, be sure to tune in on YouTube for the full experience and with video if you can actually see our beautiful faces. So let's of course thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to come right back next week as we recap